Hi, this is Lisa Rangel with Chameleon Resumes, the premier executive resume writing company. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we are going to talk about the election, ageism, and the economy and its effect on your executive job search. I cannot go a day without speaking to someone who tells me that ageism or the election, being an election year, or the economy, or all of it, or some combination of two, is the reason for them struggling in their executive job search. I hear it every day. And I know there will be other executive resume writer and job search and career coaches who hear this and will agree with me, because I know we're all hearing it. And it's not an unrealistic rationale as to why somebody's struggling in their job search today. However, I want to talk about each of these three things. That's what we're going to talk about today. So first, this is an election year. Yep, it's an election year. And it's a doozy of an election year on top of all election years. I will absolutely give you that. So I will tell you that companies in election years, typically, this is my fifth, sixth election year cycle that I've been through in business, that is. And yes, companies can get a little twitchy, sketchy, uncertain, and they typically want to wait in making hires sometimes at the executive level until after the election. This is true, and then this isn't true. It's like anything else. You as an executive job seeker are not looking to ride a trend. You as an executive job seeker are looking for one job. You're looking for one opening that is suitable for you. And if I find that when you pay attention to these macro trends, you're not focusing on the micro instance in front of you, which is you landing a role, and despite all of these trends, and we're going to talk about ageism, and we're going to talk about the economy as well, and for all three of these, hiring is never zero. I need you to remember that every time you say to yourself, oh, it must be the economy. Well, hiring's never zero. It must be the election. Hiring's never zero. Remember, hiring is never zero. So you need to find that opportunity. Continue to do the things you do. You might have to do a little bit more to get there. You might have to talk to more people to find what you need. But you have to keep going, because hiring is never zero, and you need to find what you need. And with that said, regarding the election, what opportunity does the election create in your industry, in your discipline? That's how you need to start to think, because the people who are landing jobs in this climate, despite the election, despite ageism, despite the economy, are thinking that way. So that's what I want you to think of. All right, I want you to think, what opportunity exists for you despite this being an election year, and where can you go find that? So that's how I want you to think. With regards to ageism, same idea, right? 54 here, you cannot change how old you are. I cannot change how old I am. I am up against many, many people in my industry, some older, some younger. It doesn't matter, as are you. Some industries lend itself well to people being older as a job seeker. Other industries do not. I admit that wholeheartedly. And ageism 100% exists. But does that mean you give up if you're 54, right? 64, 44? No, we don't give up. This is a business situation that requires a plan, like every other situation you have encountered throughout your career. So if you're going to encounter younger hiring managers, you were once 30. Did you hire people when you were 55 on a regular basis? I'm going to say probably not, because that's most of us. What were you thinking when you encountered an older candidate? Try to think of it that way. Now, ageism is never okay. I'm not saying it is by giving you this strategy. What I'm saying is accept that it happens and now come up with a plan to counter it. Make your advocacy work for making, people aware that having an age bias is wrong, separate from your job search. In your job search, you have to accept that it exists and come up with a plan. In your advocacy work, you obviously do your advocacy work educating people on why age bias is a problem and it's wrong. as with every bias, right? So how can you counter ageism in the marketplace? First of all, anything you are doing in an outdated fashion, correct. You can control that. Getting rejected because of outdated presentations or outdated practices is not ageism. That's something you can fix. And once you're past what you can fix, try to anticipate maybe some of the biases that you might experience in the marketplace, and how can you counter it? How can you dispel it? And that's ways of overcoming it. I know that could be controversial because some people will say it should be wrong. It's wrong. It should never happen. Agreed, but it does. So how do we handle it? So those are two ways to do it. And then third, let's talk about the economy, right? Things go up, things go down. Things go back up, they go back down. I've been through the downturns of 2000, 2008-9, 2020, and 2024. If you count 2020 and 2024 as two separate ones, that's 4 downturns that I've been through in business. And I will tell you that the first one that happened to me in 2001, I felt like the sky was falling, and it felt terrible. And now that I've been through a few, I'm telling you, and I know some of you at my age know this, there's economic opportunity in chaos. There's ethical economic opportunity in downturns. And that's how you need to approach your job search. Where is the opportunity in your discipline? Where is the opportunity in your industry? Where can you transfer your skill set into industries that are benefiting more from this downturn than others? Who are the companies that are investing in this downturn, knowing it will eventually come up? Who are the companies that are downsizing that you can show that you're a turnaround expert in and help them out, right? So where is the opportunity, right? I mean, during COVID, the Peloton and a lot of, the takeout apps skyrocketed, right? So where is that opportunity today in your space? That's how you need to reframe this, because I'm telling you, the reframers are getting jobs. The reframers are getting hired because 1, they see possibility, and 2, companies want to hire people who see possibility. There's already enough doom and gloom out there. Nobody needs another leader that's already thinking negatively. So this is how we get through this. And if you are struggling in your job search and you find yourself saying one of these 3 reasons, or any combination of them, or all of them as the reason why you are behind or why you are not getting the traction you want, you probably need us. Go to chatwithuslive.com and schedule a chat with me, and let's discuss how we can help you. You don't have to struggle, and you definitely don't need to struggle any longer. I'm telling you, these 3 reasons that you might be struggling could actually be the platform from which you catapult into your next role. And that's what I want to help you do. So go to chatwithuslive.com. You can schedule a chat with me, and let's explore how my team and I can help. If you like this video, I'm going to ask you to like it. If you know of someone who will benefit from it, please share it. Let's spread the good news, and let's help everyone that we can. And if you have a comment or a question, or you agree or disagree with anything I have to say, I'm going to ask you to put a comment below. Let's discuss it. Or if you feel like you want to reach out to me, you can go to lr@chameleonresumes.com, or send me a LinkedIn message or a DM, and we can make sure that we have that conversation. So I do my best to get back to every comment, DM, email. Let's do this. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so this way you do not miss next week's video. And I appreciate you sticking around with me today. It's a fun conversation to have because it can enlighten people into seeing possibility, which I'm always up for. So have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me, and look forward to seeing you next week. Take good care.